Right now you pick me up on time. Right now you beg me to spend the night. Oh, oh. Right now you touch me every chance. Under the table you hold my hand.
All right, Emily, congratulations on your new song, Butterfly. First and foremost, tell me what it was like getting into the studio with the legendary Karen Fairchild from Little Big Town.
Yeah. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Honestly, she was so easy to work with. And she's always been such a champion of young artists in Nashville. So I don't know. It meant a lot. I'll never forget the first time I saw Little Big Town, like their Boondocks music video. I think I was in like middle school or high school, which, sorry, I'm not trying to make you feel old. I mean, they're about it, but I don't know. They've just always been icons to me. So for her to be so like, she spearheaded a lot of it. She was like, I played her the song, or I told her about it because we were writing for Little Big Town, and she asked me to send it to her. So I did, and she would text me like every 2 weeks for like 3 weeks. Like, I love this song. I want this song. And I think she kind of originally wanted it for her band, and I was like, oh, it's mine. And then I finally, after a few months, because I was too scared to ask her, so finally after a few months I was like, why don't you just sing it with me? And she's like, okay, cool, when do you need me at the studio? Next week? Sweet, I'll be there. And she just got in and like absolutely killed it, and just treated me like it was my baby, and she wanted to do right by it and at the same time make it hers. And so it was like genuinely the most enjoyable, heart-filling process to record that song with her. And it really did feel like a team effort, because it is such a interesting topic of a song. And one of her main reasons in wanting to do it was that there's me, who's, you know, newly in a relationship, and then there's her, who's been married for however many years she's been married. And so to be able to kind of like put the same, like get the same message across through music, but from a woman in one stage of life and a woman in another stage of life, it just felt like a really impactful, it just added a lot of weight to the message. So she was very involved and very just so gracious, and just, she truly acts like a true icon. She's not too big for anything, and I love her for that.
What a great experience that you had creating this track. I mean, this isn't the first collaboration that you've done. You've gotten to work with so many A-list artists. So I'm curious, what do you look for in a collaborator?
Well, what I look for in a collaborator as a songwriter for other people is probably different than what I look for as a collaborator as an artist. Writing for other people, I mean, I love versatility. I love being able to write in all these different genres and just really help another artist say what they want to say. And I really love artists who have something to say. That's like the biggest thing. There's so many people who move to cities like LA or Nashville or New York, and, you know, they just want to sing, or they just want to do whatever they want to do. And I think that's great. I love dreamers, but to want to sing it, but then also have something to say is like so inspiring to me. So when it comes to collaborating, I love collaborating with people who want to get a message across, who kind of want to move the needle, I don't know, atmospherically almost, with their like perspective on life and putting that into music. I love helping in that process. Same kind of goes for my artist stuff, but also with my artist stuff, I love collaborating with my friends. You know, I never want to, and I mean, there will be a time and place for this, but especially like being new in my artist journey, I kind of from the get-go, I didn't do a collab for my first couple projects because I really wanted to solidify my voice, and I didn't want to be viewed as like just a singer or like who will sing on anything with anybody. You know, I really wanted to formulate my point of view and my lyrical voice, and when people hear a song, be able to go, oh, that's how Emily Weisband talks. And then I wanted, once that was kind of a little more solidified, I just wanted to do songs with my friends, like experiences where I don't not know them. You know, we can go in a studio and really create something from our hearts together because I know them. They've always supported me. They've always worked with me. And I just wanted to approach it in a really like human, authentic way. So I honestly hate the word authentic at this point. It's so overused, but I just, you know, in something like true, in a true way. There was no like payment or like weird emails or like, hey, like clout chasing, you know what I mean? When it came to like doing collabs, it was like, hey, these are my friends that I make music with, and there was a song that hit us both to the point where we wanted to put it out there together. So that, you know, obviously, like as I, you know, evolve as an artist and start kind of branching out a little more, I'm so excited to be able to work with all these new people I don't know yet, but especially at this stage, I really love collabing with my friends. That's my biggest thing at this point as far as who I collab with. So
It's 45-minute goodbyes. Dare me to watch the sunrise. Butterflies. But fact is, baby, one day butterflies fly away. Butterflies fly away.
I think your lyrics, especially for this track, was super authentic. And I found it very interesting to compare and contrast this new relationship with this seasoned, comfortable relationship that you both came back and forth from. How was that conversation between you and Karen to get to that point where those lyrics just like rang so true to both of you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You're good at your job. You know, I'm obviously in a new relationship. When I say new, I mean, you know, we're a year and a half and we were friends for a couple years before that. And so, you know, the butterfly, I mean, they've flown away a little. I don't know that we ever had butterflies because we were friends first. So it was kind of like, ew, what are we doing? Why are we dating? This is gross. So we're probably like just now having like butterfly moments. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, right now it's fun. On my end, it was like, hey, right now it's fun. Like we stay up till the sunrise just to see if we can, you know? And I remember the first time he held my hand, I had to look out the window the whole time because I was smiling and I didn't want him to see that I liked it because we were friends. So, you know, it was just like stuff like that where I'm like, that's fun. But like now it's like you lay in bed and you're both on your phones and you have this moment of like, whoa, like I'm not like desperate to touch you right now. Like I'm chilling on my phone. Like, and if you try to touch me right now, like I might be into it. I might want to keep watching TikTok. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? And you start having those little moments and you're like, wow, okay, this is new. Like, where does this go from here? You know, it's kind of like a scary tension of like, but then there's also this realization of like, it wouldn't matter who I'm with. I would hit this point with everyone. You know what I mean? And so that's where kind of the choice comes in. And then on Karen's side, her verse talks about just getting older. And I mean, she looks freaking incredible, unreal. But, you know, it is true. Like, they've been through a lot together. They're in a band together. And I don't want to speak for her at all, but they've gotten older together. You know what I mean? They started in that band when they were young and they've gotten older together. And so I think for her, it just rings really, really, really true as far as kind of the comfort levels go. So it was just really beautiful for us, you know, diving into the song, for me to sing this verse about right now, you pick me up on time, you beg me to spend the night constantly, you get annoyed if I don't. Like, and Karen's like, hey, I'd love a little space. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it was just really cool that both of our verses kind of embraced the area of life the stage of life and relationship that we're both in. And then to kind of all tie it together with like, so like, do we stay? Are we going to go? Or are we going to stay? Are we going to keep the faith? Or are we going to lose it? You know what I mean? And just kind of like exploring that tension together from those different sides was just really, yeah, it's just really impactful. That's kind of where we came together on it. It was like, you know, the underlying truth of what we're both saying is the same. We're just at different stages of it. So it was really fun. And I had a friend tell me one time, she's like, butterflies are just nerves. Like, honestly, when you don't have butterflies anymore, it's just that you're not nervous anymore. And that's a beautiful thing, honestly. Like, how shitty does it feel to like be in love with someone and still be nervous all the time? Like, it's fun, but at the same time, at the root of like our human desires and our human need, like that's nerves, that's not safety. You know what I mean? And so, and it's fun and it's beautiful. I'm not knocking them at all. I love a good butterfly, but I'm just saying that there is a really beautiful thing about them flying away, is that it means you feel safe and you feel comfortable. You're not nervous. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's actually what we all want at the end of the day. So
yeah. I mean, I literally got chills when you guys were both singing How Butterflies Fly Away. And I think that the message to me is that while you do want to feel comfortable most of the time, it's nice to get a butterfly every once in a blue moon. So is the whole message to kind of be like, be comfortable with your person, with your partner, but at the same time, continue to date them. Like, even if you're 23 years in, you still have to date them.
Yes, absolutely. We were talking and we did a Q&A the other day, and they said, how do you keep the butterflies in your relationship? And they asked what our favorite line of the song was, and mine was, will you lose or keep the faith? Because, you know, romance dies, so you create romance. You know what I mean? And it's like, I want to have butterflies when I'm 50, but I'm only going to have them if I'm putting in the work to create them and to let them in and like create new moments, new memories where they can be let in, you know? So I love what you're saying there. It's so true. It's like, there is this tension in the song of like, they fly away, but I don't want them to, but I also like want to stay. I want to stay. You know what I mean? I want to be in this with you. I don't want to find them somewhere else. So it's just kind of like, are we down to keep dating? Exactly what you said. It's like, let's be dating when we're 70, when we're 80, you know what I mean? Let's be constantly trying to find new ways to like create romance and create magic when it doesn't feel like it's there, you know? And so yeah, it's I don't know. I've always had such a hard time believing love songs, because they're always like, I'm obsessed with you. And I'm like, really? I'm obsessed with him like maybe an hour of the day. The other like 20 hours of the day. Yeah, the other 20 hours of the day, I love him a lot. Like, you're my boy. And then there's probably like 2 or 3 hours a day where, sorry, there's a fly. It's like 2 or 3 hours a day.
Did you get it? Did you just catch the fly?
I don't think I did.
I was going to say, that was impressive.
I know. That was really smooth of me. There's no bug guts on my hands, so I don't think.
You're in the clear. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, but the other like 2 hours a day, I'm like, I kind of want some alone time, you know? So it's
which
just,
is important too.
Very. Oh my God. It's all so important. It's important to, you know, have your person and then also have a million other people in your life who fulfill all the needs that one person can't. You can't expect one person to fulfill every need that you have. That's just like an unrealistic expectation. It's a very shitty, pressure-filled situation to put somebody in, you know what I mean? And so I just wanted to write a song that gave you the freedom to not be obsessed with somebody all the time. You know?
I love that.
That's what I wanted. And that's what I didn't feel like I'd gotten from other songs of like, you know, you're either heartbroken or like, you don't love me enough, or I'm obsessed with you and I just want to have sex with you all the time and I want to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like there's any songs for me out there about how I feel about this person. And I think it's a very real feeling. And so I was like, yeah, I write the way I do. I am willing to say what I'm willing to say, and I see a hole, so I'm going to fill it. And I'm going to write a song about what I'm learning about love, which is that you're not obsessed with them all the time. You are at first, but it fades. And then you got to create that magic from there on out. And like, what do you want to do? Like, are you going to choose that with me? Because I want to. Do you want to? And like, so yeah, that was my biggest goal in writing this song was, you know, giving people out there in the world and out like something to listen to, and they're not feeling obsessed with their person, but knowing that there's still so much hope in that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean you're in the wrong place. Sometimes it just means that you have a new opportunity to create a deeper, richer, more fulfilling love with somebody, you know? So
yeah, absolutely. And on that note, do you think you learned anything about yourself as a person as you started to get these lyrics on the paper?
Yeah, I did. I'm very, I embrace tension. I love tension. I embrace it because I'm really not an extremist. I don't think anything's all one thing or all that. I try to kind of live in the middle. And I think that's the whole journey and game of life is getting good at that balancing act, going through life of being sad and happy at the same time, like cup of joy, cup of sorrow, like that's all of life. And so I think writing this song, I was looking at the lyrics thinking, I can't escape myself. Like, it's just who I am. The glass is half full because it's also half empty, and we got to talk about it. You know what I mean? And so I think it confirmed what I already knew about myself. And I think at the same time, I've always believed this lie that I had to be really damaged to be interesting as a female artist. And so it felt good to write something wise, if that makes, or like with my head on straight a little, you know?
And powerful.
Yeah, it was like, no, it's sexy to like, there are, you know, I'm damaged just like the next person, but it's sexy to have wisdom about some things, you know what I mean? And I think I've always like believed this lie that, oh, I have to be like petty and damaged and like F you to like be interesting and sexy as a female artist. And so I think writing a song like this, I don't know, I feel very myself singing it. I felt very myself writing it. We wrote it in like 45 minutes. It was like the easiest, just spilled out of me, you know? And yeah, I felt empowered writing something that maybe I wasn't like confused about my entire life and like I'm a mess, you know what I mean? It felt like, I'm not gonna say like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with you, but I'm definitely not a mess in this song. And that felt really empowering, to write a song where I wasn't a mess, you know?
So now the song is about to come out. It's done. It's about to be released. When you listen to the record and you listen to your vocals on it and the way that you're singing it, what do you hear?
I hear me singing the way I sang when I was a kid. Honestly, like it's a very peaceful, calming song, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm not over singing it. I'm just kind of like, I feel like I could be half asleep and sing it and it still sound the way I'm singing it on the record. You know, it's not an overly emotional vocal performance. It's very chill, but I think in that kind of hides this very calm, peaceful beauty about that, you know? So, yeah, it's a song. I always know that I love a song when it's music video day and they have to play the song like 50 times on music video day to like get all the shots. And there have been some music video shoots where I am sick and tired of this damn song. Don't play it for me ever again. After this day, I've heard it 50 times in a row. But this is one of those songs where like from the first take of the video to the last take of the video, I'm like vibing on it. And it was probably one of the first times I was like shooting a music video and actually getting like kind of emotional. And I've put out some like very emo songs, you know? But this was like one of the first times where I'm actually like singing it on music video day and like getting into the video and actually feeling emotional, like singing it. And I don't really know what that was. It just like was this moment of like, wow, this is genuinely where I'm at. I'm like,
it was your butterflies.
Yeah, it was just like, it was cool. And it's one of the lesser emotional songs I put out. So I was really surprised that it stirred up that, maybe I was on my period. I don't know. But it just like did stir up this thing in me of like, wow, so many people need to know that this is normal. This is okay. Like how many marriages could be saved? How many relationships never would have ended if we just normalized not being obsessed, but not feeling on cloud nine with somebody all the time. You know what I mean? And like really embrace the work that goes into building something that means more than feelings, you know? So yeah, it just was like, I don't know, it just felt like a very purposeful, powerful message and day for me. So I feel very settled and peaceful and just confident, honestly, listening to it. And that's a really great feeling for an artist, because I'm sure you've met a million of them, and we're all so insecure and just want people to like us, and we're putting our hearts out there constantly, and sometimes we're not putting our hearts out there because we don't think that's what they want, and so we're putting out this fabricated version of us, only to realize after 5 years of like running on a treadmill and not getting anywhere that we should have just been ourselves the whole time. I mean, it's a whole mess of like, it's such a
That
journey.
goes back to the authentic thing.
Yeah, it's such a journey to be an artist and share yourself with people like that. And so I asked an artist I was working with one time as a writer, I said, do you ever like take a song off your record if your wife like doesn't like it, or put a song on your record because she does like it? And he said, I stopped paying attention to people's response to my song, and I started paying attention to how I felt playing it for them. Like, no matter how they responded, he was like, you're not going to make, I know. He was like, you're not going to make everybody happy. You're just not. Everybody, we don't all like the same stuff. He was like, so I had to get to the place where my record was full of songs that no matter what people's response to it was, I was sitting a little taller playing it for them. Like, I didn't really care what their reaction was because I loved it. And that's how I feel with this song. That's how I test a lot of my songs that I write for my projects, is I just play it for people and see how I feel playing it for them. And there have been songs where I thought I loved it and I started playing it for my sister or my boyfriend, and I just feel myself shrinking, like wanting to turn it off and like abort mission, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, maybe this isn't my song, but this is one of those songs where I played it for all my friends and family, and I don't care if they like it or not. I love it. I'm like, isn't it a vibe? I'm like, come on, you're not vibing, vibe.
I mean, I think the song and the music video, they're both so powerful and beautiful. So I'm so excited for it to come out and inspire women everywhere that it is normal. Normalize just loving your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whoever you're with, and absolutely. You don't have to constantly be on them the whole time to love them.
It's so true. It's so true. Let's make magic. We'll build stuff, you know? So
exactly. Well, Emily, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Madison.
So boy, will we go or will we stay? I wanna stay when the butterflies fly. I wanna stay.